today we're going to be checking out this amazing portal SUV tent. Originally, when I was looking at tents for me and Devin's adventures, I actually wanted a rooftop tent, but those guys are extremely expensive, and once you have them on your car, they're kind of hard to take off. That's why Portal went ahead and sent us this tent to go ahead and test out. With claims like water-resistant coating, can sleep up to 5 people, and can fit a wide variety of SUVs, this sounds like an amazing but affordable option at just around $200. We're gonna go ahead and put it to the test on our outdoor adventure that we're on. Right off the bat, there are some instructions here, an actual booklet, and I believe, yep, sewn into the bag itself are setup instructions as well. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the poles and put them together and start fitting them through the tent. The instructions called these guys the fiberglass poles. Now these ones have those silver pieces in the middle, and these are the longest ones. They're gonna be going from corner to corner on both sides. So the insert here does have 2 sides. As you can see, this side has prongs that stick out quite a bit, whereas the other side has prongs that are really, really shallow. This side is for the leg joints because the leg poles are bigger. So you want to make sure the side that you're putting the roof poles into is the side with the bigger ridges. You do want to watch out. These guys do tend to get stuck on these sleeves, and you don't want to try to force it and rip your tent by accident. So what we just did is we installed the 2 fiberglass poles. That's what the tent instructions call them. They are the poles that have these silver pieces along the actual length of it. We installed those by going diagonally to each corner, and they have these nice little elbow joints right here that we tucked them into. We did put one in first, and then the second one we made sure to go on top of the other one in the middle. It makes it easier to bend to be able to get it into the elbow joints. The trick to getting the elbow joints onto the poles is to try to bend the poles up, which allows you a little bit more space to tuck it right into the elbow joint. So these are the leg poles right here. They are the all black poles, and they're actually metal, whereas compared to the roof ones that are fiberglass. So you're gonna go ahead, take the bottom of that elbow joint, stick it right in, and from here, you're gonna take this pole, and it has like a little hook down here, and it needs to go right inside just like that. Attach these hooks to these leg poles right here to give it a little bit more stability. One more down here. Do you see how it's just because it's a really tall tent. That's why. So we're gonna try to fix it, but honestly, it probably won't be fixed until we get it staked down. This right here needs to go up and over the Bronco. So I'm going to work on that. Now they do have little clips that you wanna make sure are accessible. So that way you can go ahead and make sure that you can secure it in place.
Okay, do we want to scoot this closer at all?
We can.
How's that?
That looks good. So go ahead and grab.
Yep.
And we need to go up and over. So this piece right here is like an elastic pocket. This is actually gonna go underneath your vehicle. For the Bronco, it does kind of go up the wheel well. And what it is it's meant to create a secure connection to your SUV with as little openings as possible. The way Portal does this is they actually color code all of the straps. For the pocket that hugs underneath the vehicle, the strap is gray. On one side is a female connector, on the other is a male. So you want to throw it up and over to connect it on top of your vehicle like this. That way you get a secure fit on your vehicle. Now, I'm actually gonna tighten it just a little bit just because I can see it's really loose and I can feel there's a little bit of slack on the other side. There we go, that looks a lot better. Now that this is all tightened and it feels pretty secure, we're gonna go ahead, pull the actual tent material up over because the next step is going to be working around the wheels. The next color that you're gonna be looking for is like a teal color. So if you had a normal wheel, you'd actually pull this down and this male piece right here would go through the back into the wheel to meet on the outside right here. So another option in attaching it to your Bronco, if you have the Steelies, is we actually went around the frame right there with the male piece, and then we will clip it together on the outside. The only reason we have to make adjustment is for these Steelies. The hole is just too small. But what the tent is meant to do is it's meant to use your wheel as a locking point to keep your tent in place. I had to clip this behind the wheel. I want to show you guys what this clip actually looks like. So on the side that has your male piece right here, you have this circle. This circle is going to go into this weird looking clip right here on the back side. It's going to go in and then pull like that. Normally that would be on the outside of the wheel like this, because you would be able to get this through the wheel. For us, it's actually ending up on the back side of the wheel. So we're now on top of the Bronco, because what we're gonna do is now secure this flap in place. We're gonna go ahead and connect this male connector to this female connector that's right on top of the roof right here. Normally you would want to suction cup it to the actual roof. However, this suction cup does not want to stay onto this material. So we're actually going to pull it and bring it all the way down to the windshield. Red tab is open, so I'm going to push it, lock it in place. So on this side, there's another buckle. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to take the male, push it into the female. There we go. I'm actually going to pull it a little bit tighter like I did on the other side. Now I'm going to take off this plastic. I don't want to litter, so I'm putting it in my pocket. And we're going to drop it over. I just want to check. I want it to be a little bit tighter. There we go. Okay. Now from here, same thing. We're going to lift up the red tab. We're going to push the suction cup down, push on the tab, and it's not going anywhere. So I have used a lot of tents in my life. I've gone camping my whole life, okay? These are some of the best looking stakes I've ever seen. They actually had a plastic piece covering this because it's sharp. It has these grooves right here, and the tip is not that stupid bent over metal piece. It's this nice plastic grip. So I'm actually really excited to put this in and see how much easier this is than a normal stake. So we're gonna be staking down the corners of the tent by using the stakes through this hoop that's right down here. Now I'm going to be using a mallet because I always have a hard time pushing in stakes into the ground. So let's see. That isn't going anywhere. And I still have room to pull the circle up for the rainfly. I'm actually really excited. Okay, so the first step in installing the rainfly is actually finding the one part that has like the slit pocket in it right here. And there is a pole that has some bends in it, so we're actually gonna go ahead and stick it through right here. This is the pole we're gonna be installing in the rainfly. Okay. Now this part with the pole is actually gonna be right over our doorway. So we're gonna have to throw it over to the other side, with this side being right here. So what we did is we used two people to go ahead and drag my rainfly up over the top, and now we're gonna go ahead and connect it to the hoops down at the bottom. So that's hooked on that side. Now we do the same on the other ones. These Velcro pieces help to keep it in the right position on the pole. The more hooks you get, the more tension you're gonna have. So you just need to pull. I like to pull with the strap and then also pull the elastic down here. There's that. So now you have this pole that you need to install. There are holes right in this piece right here, one of the hooks that you attached the pole earlier. So you want to go ahead, stick it through there, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So this side is going to be a little bit more challenging just because the other side is already tight. But there we go, and that creates just a nice little gap between your rainfly and your tent. So on the rainfly, they do have these ropes that are meant to be a tie down point. I'm not going to use them today. So now one of the things that we have to do is actually on the inside of the tent. Now, if you look right here, you're going to say, Erica, it's supposed to be a SUV tent. Why is it closed like that? So since this tent can be an SUV tent or just a normal freestanding tent, they do have the ability to close this hatch. However, for us today, we're gonna open it, and I'm gonna go ahead. My hatch will be fully open just like that, and you can go ahead, roll this up. There is a hook right here and a hook right here, so that way it's not in your space. There. So this piece right here doubles as a door for your tent, but it also is a canopy. So we're gonna go ahead and put it up as a canopy, and that way you guys can see the full thing. So you take the poles with the hooks on the end and you stick the canopy like that. We have some ropes right here that come with the stakes that we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna tie from the top hook and pull it tight down in the corner. Now we have a nice canopy and a nice porch. And then I can go inside, have this closed, and have a bug-free shelter. So the next step is to go ahead and get this ready for me to sleep in, but I'm gonna talk to you guys again tomorrow morning. Well, it's morning, guys. I slept all night in this tent. The overall tent was awesome. Setting it up took a little bit of time, and I will say it's easier with 2 people rather than 1, but you could do it by yourself if you knew what you were doing. One thing that I really didn't like so much is we realized while we were setting it up that our awning is actually also our door. So right now the door is like a mesh, but if you wanted to close the door to have some privacy, you'd have to take down your awning and zip it up. So when you're really tired and ready to go to sleep, you still have to do work by taking down your awning and making it your door. I did wake up last night to some rain that I heard on the rain fly, and I will tell you, I'm super glad I put up the rain fly because there is mesh windows up at the top in our tent, and that water would have come straight through that. So I am happy we put up the rain fly, and I didn't feel any water or anything. I was dry and comfortable. So now we're gonna go ahead and go inside the tent so you guys can see kind of how we have it set up. I do have a bed right here. This is a queen size bed right here, which is awesome. It fits in this tent really nicely. It is on a Coleman cot that I have right here. And then we have a foldable mattress that does help to provide me some comfort while I'm camping. Last night, me and Devin actually came in here together, laid down on the bed, ate some snacks, and we watched a movie using the projector in the tailgate right there. And it was projecting onto this wall right here. We had it all zipped up just like this, and then we would lay down, and the movie was easily projected from the tailgate right onto that wall. One of the things I absolutely loved about this tent is the accessibility to my tailgate. So you can see we obviously used my tailgate quite a bit last night. It was nice for storage. We put the projector up there. Basically anything I didn't want on the bed or on the floor, I could just throw into the back of my Bronco, and it was out of the way. I will say that if you do have a bigger SUV where you have space to sleep in the back, where it would go completely flat, that would also be really nice because you could sleep more people in the SUV, or you could just use it as we did where we have it open. You can use it as storage while you're living in your tent. Overall, guys, this portal tent is awesome. If you're gonna be staying somewhere for just a few days, then you could take this guy with you, and you can go ahead and camp anywhere that your vehicle can take you. Honestly, super impressed. I was super comfortable. Definitely excited to go ahead and go camping again. If you're interested in getting one of these portal SUV tents for all of your adventures, we're gonna go ahead and leave a link down in the description below. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.